Right. Checking the gate. Are you there?
Yeah,
Okay.
your connection cropped out.
Did it? Okay. It
Hmm.
didn't give me a signal. Well, that was weird. All right. Hey, we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Jedi Academy. That's right. It's Saturday morning. It's 10 a.m. I'm your host, Ranger J 1999. That little ball of wax over there is Finity.
Hi, peoples. I'm going to turn on my camera here in a second. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, yes. Maybe we'll see Farmer Finn. Maybe we'll see Stormtrooper Finn. Who knows what kind of Finn we're going to see?
I know. It's always a
It
mystery.
could be shower stage 3 Finn. We don't know. But
No. Stage 3 is a process which you use in the shower. I'm not going to actually bring that on stream. That's how you get banned.
no, he would. Well, if you only see you bare chested washing your hair, no one's going to say, "Oh no."
I mean, there is a process by which I wash my
Now,
hair and
if
everything.
you
But
were below waist, that would definitely lead to a ban. Yeah, that would definitely not be good.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not.
No, it's not good.
Just not.
It's not good. It's not
Mm-mm.
what we want, and we're just gonna leave it at that. So welcome to the Jedi Academy, the stream where we answer your questions. This is a straight Q&A show. It's pretty simple. We're here to talk about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the mobile game, brought to you by
We have a
Capital
special
Games.
guest, Ranger.
I'm busy doing the introduction. They can wait their damn turn.
No, they can't.
Yes,
It's a
they
really special
can.
guest.
Yes, they can. Yes, they
It's a really
can.
special guest.
Now, as I was saying,
No,
There we go.
hold on, I have to mute somebody real quick.
It's a very special guest.
Yeah, let me mute him real quick so I can finish my spiel. Try the mute button. Grande, shh, I'm trying to get through the spiel. Then you can do all your stupid. Grande, I'm doing the spiel.
Hello, special guest.
So anyway, the Jedi Academy is a Q&A show. It's real simple. If you have questions about SWGOH, all you got to do is put your questions into the chat. Make sure there's a format we use. If you have a question you'd like to pose to us, all you need to do is put your question in the chat. Make sure the format you use is we use Nightbot. We have a filter word. So if you have a question, put the word question in front of your actual question statement, and then I'll get it scooped up. It's pretty simple. Now, it would behoove you to get your questions in sooner rather than later because we only do this for 2 hours. There is a cutoff. Just saying. So if you want to get your question in, it helps to get it in sooner rather than later. Last thing I'll say is hit the thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. You're more than welcome to interact. It's what we do here. So we'll get time for the rest of the panelists to show up now. Finn, Grande, have at it.
Hi, special guest.
What's up?
How have you been, Mr. Patron?
Oh, man. Just hustling. Solid labor. It is cold as heck right now. It's supposed to get down to like 20 degrees, man. Mike.
Yeah, I've stopped talking about how cold it is, given that I'm in Florida. I've learned that angers people.
No, well, they're talking about in the teens here.
I know.
That is chilly. That is chilly.
Yeah, I know. But still, Florida weather, it's going to be 40s, I think. Actually, now it's warming up. So it's just you say that, and it's do you know that we had 5 inches of snow yesterday? It's okay, fine. Yours is colder. Florida cold is definitely different. I'm not even going to pretend. It is different.
I agree. Houston cold is totally different than almost any place else. Yeah, so I get why.
Yeah, see, what else 73 is already putting it? It's it was 1 degree when I woke up. I'll take your 20, Grande. Rock is that's nothing, Grande. It's negative 12 degrees here.
Yeah.
We have special kinds of cold. It's just the way it is.
But the thing is, though, is that the roads aren't meant for it, and the pipes aren't meant for it, and the plants aren't meant for it, and so we have unique problems because everything's not meant for it. What about you, Ranger?
Weather. No.
Bring you into the conversation. Come on, man. I'm being friendly. This is called being friendly, Ranger.
Don't you get lippy with me, young man. Listen, don't get lippy with me, young man. I've been getting you squared away, so you.
I appreciate that. And now I'm trying to show you what friendship looks like on my side.
This is what you call
I
friendship? How about some
which is what-
donuts
which
and a
is-
coffee, man?
Which means I want to involve you in my life and my conversation with Finity. Okay,
Yeah,
what it looks like.
You know, if you were a real friend, you wouldn't have involved me. But no, it's been wet and cold here as well. So but I ain't complaining because that's why I live in the South, because F that weather. I've lived in that weather, and
yeah.
I'm not. It's no.
Totally agree. I mean,
Not
who
into
wants
that.
to shovel snow all day, right, Ranger?
No. I have shovels.
And then
snow
go to
all
the
day.
neighbors because your neighbor's like elderly, and you're like, oh yeah, I shoveled off your porch and your driveway. It took me 3 hours. Like, no thanks.
Just
I did that for my landlord when I was in New York. It was fun at the time. I can see it wearing on me because it was just like my first time. But yeah, he was an older man, so I was like, I'll shovel the snow for you. He's a little Greek dude, and just like him shoveling snow, it was just kind of funny to watch. I'm like, I'll do it. Don't worry. Because he was almost as tall as the shovel. It was really cute, actually. It really was like a little Greek dude.
The little Greek dude, huh?
He was a little Greek dude, and he had a little Greek wife, and she would cook food for me. It was awesome, actually. Not gonna lie, it was pretty awesome. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So Florida weather right now, it is a chilly 75 degrees.
Yes,
This is
but
how Florida people.
Finity. The question is the question is, Finity, is it a moist 75 degrees?
Of course it is. It's Florida. It's freaking
That's
humid,
what I'm saying.
like all year round.
I mean, we all live in the Gulf Coast states. I mean, it's moist all the time around here. I mean,
Not really where I'm at. It's more higher up elevation, but yeah, for the most part, yeah.
well, I live in the armpit of the United States. It's moist all the time here.
Well, that's because you live on a bayou, brother.
That's right.
I live in the crotch, so I mean,
I'm
I'm in the U.S. crotch. Everyone, take a look at Florida and tell me that I'm wrong.
You heard it here first.
Kinda is.
Finn lives on a penis. All right.
I mean,
That's true.
The bigger question is, does he live on foreskin or not? That's what I want.
All right, we're moving on.
I'm in Orlando now. When I was in South Florida, possibly. Now I'm in Orlando. I'm more.
You're more shaft. I got it.
I'm more
okay.
shaft.
Okay.
Welcome to Jedi Academy.
I don't even want to do it anymore.
I mean, honestly, what is there to discuss in the game? We'll
He
have
brought
fun with all
it, he
of you
brought
guys.
it up. I just wanted to be more specific. Okay, let's just be honest here. I was following someone else's lead.
This one was my fault, to be fair. This one
I
was
hate
my
my
fault. This is why I miss Grande. This is fantastic. Goliath said he hates me, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Goliath, it's a good call.
You know what the sad part is? There are people that are like cold in 75 degrees in Florida. It's kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm telling you, there are people that bring out like parkas, like they're going on like an Antarctic expedition.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's 37 people. Like, how do you have like 7 fur jackets and like a massive hat and like fake and like you're like 3 scarves and like snow boots? Like, how do you even own that crap? First of all, and then second of all, why are you wearing it?
I mean, because it's cold. I mean,
yeah, but you're going from your heated car. You're walking across a parking lot and going into a heated building. Like it's not like you're walking around.
yeah. Now, Skywalker Vader, I'm with you. It's shorts weather for me until it gets into like the 50s. Once it's in the 50s, then I'll go more long pants. But 60s, I'm good with shorts too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ice House is saying 37 degrees is shorts weather in Wisconsin. I mean, I don't doubt that. I definitely don't. It's 50s for me, but I am Florida. And there is Who was it? Somebody asked, Buzzsaw, why did everyone in Florida used to live in New York? I lived in Florida first before I lived in New York. New York was
And
actually
that's like a snowbird thing. That has been that way
Mhm.
for for decades, man. I mean, I bet it's been that way since the 20s or the 30s, even. Where
Have you
a lot
heard
of
of all
people
the angry Canadians?
they're.
So
I mean,
because of the
wait,
travel
wait,
restrictions.
Time out. Canadians get angry?
Yeah. So there's a bunch of angry Canadians. Because I'm in Florida, so they do like the news story on them. And there's angry Canadians because around this time, Canadians will leave Canada and come into Florida. And they will snowbird down here, right? But now with COVID, there's like all these travel restrictions. So a bunch of them can't go.
Canada? It's Canada. They leave Canada and come to Florida.
Listen, it's Canada, and we are not going to get any pronunciation lessons from you.
It's Canada and Floridia.
but the country is called Canada.
No, it's Canada.
But so the people from Canada are getting like they can't travel to Florida. Some of them manage to travel, but I think the rule is that they have to come back to Canada within like 90 days because they can't be out of the country in 90 days because otherwise they lose like their like health benefits and all that. So they have to go back, but Canada is making it so that if you travel from the US, I don't know if it's specifically Florida, but if you travel from the US back into Canada, you have to pay to stay in a Canada government-sponsored hotel to quarantine yourself for like 3 days until you get a negative temperature check at the end of it. So there's a bunch of angry Canadians because of the travel to and from Florida.
I just like to apologize to all the Canadians for Grande and Finn. Thank you.
Canadians, or Canadians, whatever Finity said earlier.
It's Canadians from Canada.
Oh God, so that just like makes me cringe a little when you say that. I'm just saying.
That makes you cringe.
I'm just saying.
You call Dragon Ball Z characters cock a rock and vegetable eater.
You call poor Johnny John Moron. I mean. How does that not make you cringe? But Canada makes you cringe.
I don't know. That's the thing. We need a safe word. That'll help us with all of this.
Yes.
I know Andy is Canadian, Ray Rock. He also wrote with many exclamation points. I think Andy is angry too.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, well, we are not angry, wrong and Finn. It sounds like you're angry, Andy.
Wouldn't you be, Finn, if someone said that about your whole great country?
Let's not forget Ted Danza and Tony Danson.
Yeah. Val Bacon.
Val Bacon. That was another one. Val Bacon.
That old famous worldwide known actor, Val Bacon.
I miss Grande.
What movies was he in again, Grande? That old Val Bacon? You think of any?
I think he was in Goonies.
No, that would be wrong. Yeah.
I piss off all of our viewers, Skywalker. I am Finn. I get blamed for everything. I will piss off Canadians. I will piss off Americans. I will piss off everyone because that's what I do.
I mean, he's on the penis. This is what he does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's true.
You know, I just wanted to have a nice, smooth, easy Jedi Academy.
Oh yeah, Jedi Academy. I forgot.
Yeah. Nice, easy.
We're supposed to be answering preguntas.
Yeah, that way we were, but that's basically.
Florida man stabbed by many Canadians tonight. Touche, Utah. Touche.
They're about to get prison on you, Finn.
That would be pretty impressive for Florida, man. I mean,
oh God.
Neo Venom, I saw your message. An angry Canadian, isn't that like an Ewok with a wiffle ball bat?
And them Ewoks killed like a bunch of humans, all those Imperial troopers.
And took down some of those giant, they were the AT-ATs, right?
ATSTs.
The STs, yeah.
The chicken walkers.
The chicken walkers, yeah. So they took out the chicken walkers. I mean, don't mess with an Ewok. They only had a rock tied to a rope for like an impromptu bolus. If you give them a wiffle ball bat, watch out. They're gonna knock some skulls.
Yeah, real technology.
Yeah, you can't trust Ewoks with real technology. They will do all kinds of nonsense with it, and you will be quite surprised at their devastation. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's
Hi, Loki.
Loki run.
No.
Loki.
Loki just being quiet.
Good morning.
Loki run.
What's up, Loki?
I'm leaving. I just got here.
Yeah, good call. It's a good call, buddy.
Loki, hello.
High five.
I'm leaving.
High five.
High five.
High five. What is it?
Oh my God, Loki.
Yeah.
Andy, don't mess with Canadians. We'll mess you up with sorries and A's.
Got that good Canadian whiskey, eh?
Oh my God. This is a fun Jedi Academy.
No, it's really well for some.
Well, there's nothing going on in the game.
Well, people have questions. That's what we're here to do. You may not, I agree.
Nothing going on in the
There's
game.
nothing going on in the game. Let's answer some questions because I got to get off this topic before we piss off another country.
What country should I piss off?
Anyway,
Mexico. We forgot to build a wall.
For Christ's sakes.
My God, man. Just jump right into that one, didn't you?
That is completely a joke for everyone at home. I promise. I don't mean to make it political. He just said it, and that was the first thing that popped in my mind. I'm sorry. We can move on to a different topic now, please. I'm sorry.
You brought it up. I mean,
well, we apologize to all of our neighboring countries like Canada and Mexico.
We deeply apologize. I'm sorry for myself. I will lash myself with a wet noodle 1,000
That's what
times.
it is. We have to apologize to Canada for Finn, and we have to apologize to Mexico for Grande. That's the way it works.
moving on.
Oh my God.
All right. So there's the question thingies we're gonna do now. Gonna try to get some semblance of this madness. All right. First question. Wow. 20 minutes in, haven't even done the question yet. Just unbelievable.
That's normal.
Boy. Buzzsaw question. What do you do for a friend that keeps rolling 20 secondary speed mods for you? Well, I can tell you what's going to happen now, since he's going to be an ass clown like he is this morning. Those are all going to get deleted. That's the correct answer. I'm going to delete all those. Because I've rolled quite a lot for this friend lately. I mean, a lot. You can kiss those goodbye.
Thank you, Ranger.
Too late. Let's see. Ice House question. Which will we see first in the game? Dark Trooper or Bo-Katan? Ooh.
That's a great question.
Trooper.
Yeah, I think we probably.
It's a generic character. Bo-Katan has a higher likelihood of being kind of
heroic or legendary.
Something, right?
Yeah.
We kind of discussed this before with the Mandalorian tag, right? And I think we all came up with some kind of theory that somehow is related to Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
And possibly there might be some other characters too. It might be all three of them, maybe as a group or something.
In the next season of that too, her role could really change, and she could become very much more influential or important.
You're jumping a lot later, though, Grande. it's possible that the Bo-Katan we get is Clone Wars Bo-Katan. And then that leads to a Mandalorian Bo-Katan later on as some kind of journey, right? Because she would be a character coming in for the first time that we could then journey and follow through, which is something we can't do with like Anakin, for example, because we have like so many stages of him already in the game. Bo-Katan could be that character, and she does have a following that would justify it. Ahsoka's also already like in the game at some point, so it becomes difficult for her.
And Bo-Katan is a strong female character. We need more strong female characters in Star Wars always.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be right. You might be right. So yes, I agree.
All right.
Dark first.
Buzzsaw question: why did everyone in Florida used to live in New York? We already answered that one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Buzzsaw question: did Grandi just say moist and Finn say crotch? Yes, you heard it correctly.
That's yes.
That did happen. Correct. Yeah, that did that. Buzzsaw question: have you ever just wanted to stand up in the middle of something you're in charge of and walk away? Yeah, it's weird. I just had that deja vu moment a few minutes ago.
The problem then is that Grande or myself would be left in charge, and then things will just get so much worse.
You would have to stream. I'd be like, out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Remember Jedi says, question: any modding or gameplay techniques that the panel have figured out to reduce the RNG of the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Daka, Zambas squad, and P2 of the Crane Corps?
That's a you or Loki question.
I'm thinking, man. Loki, any tips or tricks here, brother? For the Crane Corps?
He said he'd be right back.
Okay, that's a perfect time for him not to be here. We actually get a legitimate question.
We'll ask when Loki comes back. We'll keep that queued up.
Yeah. I got to think about that one. We'll come back to that when he gets back here, because if you're having bad RNG, it's hard to see if I don't see you actually doing what you're doing, but I mean, I'm not using that team. I'm now using the Armorer. So I'm trying to think of from what I remember. I mean, it's Rancor. I mean, it's really poop. We'll come back to that one. Hang tight, Jedi. We're gonna get you squared away. Buzzsaw question: if a Canadian is super COVID angry, do they still have to apologize for it? See what y'all did? See what y'all have done? Turn this shit into. See what y'all did?
To all of our international viewers.
See what y'all did?
Mm-hmm. Hi, Maz. And there's another name. Oh, that's probably Vormax. But welcome to Chicos Hernandez. And I don't know, did we not say hi? I think we said hi to other people as we were going.
Well, I mean, we don't really do the whole hi thingy on this one.
Hi, Dodge.
Let's see here. Buzzsaw says, question: how do you report a stream for not talking about anything related to the subject that was advertised? Hashtag I blame Finn.
Please send a DM on the RSG Discord to Finity, FINITY, and he will address the issues very promptly. If he doesn't respond within a week, just assume that he ignored you.
All right, RSG Dodge. Let's see here. So, question: is Besco Mando really worth farming? Since I have farmed him, I can answer this one. If Loki was here, he'd probably tell you the same thing. No. And I'll tell you why. I mean, it is worth it in the sense that they've set the way this works with the new, with the Galactic Challenges. You having to have every other one now, the full Mando complement, and those missions are really awful. So you have to make a huge investment with the character. The character itself is one of the worst gears I have ever seen. Loki will back me up on this. It is poop, the amount of gear that you will burn through with Beskar Mando. Kyrotechs and stun guns, and just it's asinine how much gear is required for him. As a character himself, he's a solid character. He's not upper echelon. I am going to be using him in my raid team for fives, things of that nature, so that I will get value out of him like that. But if he's a late game farm, if you have nothing else to work on, then go work on Beskar Mando. But other than that, IG and Quill, great characters, right? But if you're trying to go for Beskar Mando because you think it'll be a really good character, don't. It's late game. Go work on other stuff. Seriously, just go work on other stuff at this point, because there's a lot other stuff that you can get better value out of. I mean, he's a good character, but the gearing, everything else, it is a sink, and you're going to be kind of devoted for it for a while, because it is that bad. So I would say wait. If you can wait. Just wait. If you're going to unlock them, that's fine. I would wait to gear them until you really have a lot of your other stuff locked in before you go gearing Beskar Mando. I mean, it is really unbelievable. And Loki's not back yet. I guess Loki's trying to get breakfast and get away from the Canadian-Mexico questions. I still got you, Jedi. We'll come back to that question, so hang tight, Jedi, as soon as Loki gets back here. All right, Nathan H's question was it? Let's see here. Question: was it this slow before the introduction of Galactic Legends?
Yes.
Yes.
The content was slow for a while. Don't forget, it was a long time before we actually had any legitimate content. And even the content we got was kind of reskins, right? Galactic challenges to some extent were reskins of assault battles. The territory battle was just a reskin of a previous version with amounts that were just too high. Like, we haven't had actual content in a while. And the latest content they did, I will consider content. The Challenge Rancor is kind of a new level of the Rancor. It's a different mechanic. It's a different strategy. So I will consider that new content, but they gated it based on gear. So there's only a small percentage of the population that can actually play it. So it's been a while since we've had like a full game mode type of content available to players. I think the last thing would have been GAC, actually. So yeah, it's been slow for a while. Just character after character after character after character. That's pretty much it.
But if I remember last year, we had kind of the same thing happen. February, I think we got Rey and Kylo, and then it was nothing, right? We had the announcement to Rey and Kylo, and then we got the actual event. The event was poop, which made it worse. And then we didn't get anything until I think like April. We started getting the Mando characters, so it was really quiet. And then all of a sudden, it started picking up, and then it's gone quiet again. So, I mean, we've got the announcement for Galactic Conquest coming up. So it'll be interesting to see what that is. We've got some of the information on it from that one post, but we're still waiting to get into the meat and potatoes, the heart of what it is. So we know that's a thing coming down, but what about characters and other things like that? So we're kind of in a holding pattern. I really thought... after their first post that we would have got something this week about it, but I guess we'll have to wait till next week, because I'm pretty sure that's when we'll get an in-depth release of what Galactic Conquest is going to be and things of that nature.
Model 73 was saying that they were communicating more last year while we waited for Galactic Legends. The only thing I'll say is that it depends on what time you are looking at. They've always had a quiet period between like 2 weeks before Christmas until about Valentine's.
Yeah.
Every time. Like, it's been a quiet period with their extended holiday. So this is not actually unusual. It's just the lack of content.
The other thing, too, is think about how many of them are actually going into the office every day.
None now.
Zero.
Yeah.
Not in California.
It's all from home. It's all from home. No one's in the office, right? So it's, we have a studio that was already pretty slow on communication, pretty slow on content. And then the world presented a situation where everybody had to basically reorganize to stay productive. They're gonna be slow at doing that.
Yeah.
I blame Finn. All right. Let's see. Next question. Loki, are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, you got your breakfast, your coffee, all that good stuff?
Yep.
All right, so we had a question. I want to come back to you on this because I've barely used this team. seeing if you have. It's from Remember Jedi, and it's a question about CPIT. And their question is, any modding or gameplay techniques that the panel has figured out on how to reduce the RNG of the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Daka Zombie Squad, and P2 of the Crane Corps?
You're talking RNG, when zombie gets eaten? That's what you want? So the idea behind the team, or at least the team I use, is God, what was the team I use? I moved it to P3 actually, but P2
Well, it's the
was,
same thing. So just
yeah, it's SLKR, Daka, Zombie, Hux, and I use armor in that squad.
So you are using armor as well, okay?
Yeah. So the idea is to put 3 stacks of Beskar armor on SLKR, so he can't be critted, and he has permanent retribution, right? So you get the free basics when Rancor attacks him. But I think the RNG they're talking about is just you want zombie to get eaten. I don't think there's a specific modding set or anything. I don't send Rose Tico in because I want Rancor to eat right away. So my opener is basically poke Rancor, poke the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes to topple. Then you do your thing against the Rancor, and then you just wait until the first the Devour ability, right? So you just wait for that, and hopefully eats zombie. I've tried different modding specs, and I haven't been able to manipulate it. But I don't send. Some people send Rostico in for P2, but then the problem with that is you have to wait until Devour, I think, is going to be on a 5 cooldown. So I just do that sequence where you topple him first, and hopefully zombie gets eaten right there. But it's I'm thinking if there was a way to do it, but again, armor, I give the 3 stacks to SLKR first, and then I give it to Daka. And once you get that going, another way to kind of force Rancor to maybe eat zombie is if you can get your SLKR fast enough to get into ultimate before the first Devour.
Right.
So that helps out too. So you'll basically reduce your chances to Daka, zombie, Hux, armor, if that makes sense. But
Right.
If they eat armor, I mean, it's not
Not the end of
you
the
can
world.
keep it going. As long as you get the first Beskar armor and SLKR. I think that's the most important. And then again, second is going to be Daka, because then Daka won't die at that point because she can't be critted.
If you don't have armor, who would you use?
So I use the Vader team in phase 1. That's why I kind of stretch out I stretch out Wat Tambor in phase 1. But if you don't have armor, then you can probably use Thrawn in that team. And
There
you're
you
good.
go. All right. Nathan H's question: will we ever see anyone from Jedi Fallen Order? It's a possibility. I mean, I don't know how that would work. I mean, it's a different gaming company, but Lucas has all the rights. So if they tell them they're going to put from one game into this game, I guess they could do it because Revan was introduced from a game, right? So I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever introduce any of those characters from Jedi Fallen Order. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Didn't they announce they were going to do Old Republic again? There was going to be some new Old Republic content.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I read it recently that they're looking at something again.
Old Republic.
Well, another game studio, not SWGOH, but
Well, yeah. But they could. I mean, I think that the one faction that I've been wanting them to introduce for a while is just the Inquisitors. You can take, Second Sister from Fallen Order along with the Grand Inquisitor and the Inquisitors from Rebels, and you can add a badass group of people for the Empire, and have another whole faction in itself with the Inquisitors. I thought that would always be a fun thing. So, but
you just have to be careful with the Galactic Legend,
Yeah.
They have to be careful if they release new Sith or new Jedi or new, Resistance First Order.
Well, yeah, like Kyle Kestis as a Jedi, what is he going to be able to do, and how would that play out, and all this other stuff. So I mean,
Yep.
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if they do. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't think anytime soon we're going to see Fallen Order in this game. So. Nathan H. question: which Galactic Legend is Finn farming? Why should he be Supreme Leader Kylo Ren?
So the one I'm going after is actually, I think, going to be Rey, since I already have Rose Tico at Relic. So I think I'm going to go for Rey first. The only exception would be if the Tiltify campaign fills up the Jedi Master Luke one, and then I'll do Jedi Master Luke. So I think I'm going to do Rey first, then Jedi Master Luke or Kylo. I'm not sure which one, and then the other. And then Sith Eternal is going to be the last one that I'll go after.
There you go. All right. Next.
See you guys later.
All right, Grindy, you're leaving.
Bye,
Wait,
bye.
hold on, Grindy. There's a question for you.
Okay.
Nathan H's question: how did Grindy get such a loaded roster?
Money.
There you go.
I miss Grande.
Well, that answered that question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Just, yeah.
See you
He's not
guys
wrong.
later.
All right, Grande. And the world was once again right with everything. Let's see. I can't say this name. Tachikos Hernandez. That's Warmax. Question: any news on when Bad Batch will be released?
Soon.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I know it's supposed to be this first part of this year, probably spring. I hadn't seen a specific date. Either April, May, I would say. I think probably sometime after WandaVision ends, they'll do the Bad Batch. This is kind of a pattern Disney does. They have this big series, they put it out, and then the next thing they'll put something else out. So, but I know it's going to come this year. I know it's going to be sooner rather than later, because we know the Boba Fett one will be in December. So those will be the two big Star Wars releases this year. I don't think Bad Batch is coming soon. So, but I haven't seen a specific date. If anybody has seen a specific date, I haven't seen anything in any of the news that I watch. Put it in the chat. Let everybody know. Qui-Gon Jinn. Well, hey, we got the ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn hanging out with us. Very nice. So this question:
Force Ghost.
Force Ghost Qui-Gon Jinn. There we go. Question: will Fulcrum be needed for an Ahsoka Galactic Legend hero?
I don't think so. I don't think Ahsoka is going to be Galactic Legend.
I don't think she will either.
I think the next Galactic Legends are going to be Kenobi and Maul.
Kenobi and Maul.
That's a good one. I like that.
I don't know. I think from the episode season 7, Clone
Did they
Wars.
change the animation on Maul too?
I don't think so. But I think we're going to get Meccano Maul. So I think it's going to be like a different thing altogether.
Well, we do need a new Maul. I thought it was going to be I thought if they were going to do it, it would be Maul and Ahsoka from season 7 of the Clone Wars. Talk about a badass lightsaber fight. Jesus. Old Ben in Kenobi and Maul.
I mean, the only other direction they have for Galactic Legends, honestly, at this point, is either, in my opinion, it's either like Kenobi and Maul, or they go into Legends.
But it has to be like old Ben, right?
Yeah, we have an old Ben.
I don't think it has to be Old Ben.
Because
Does it? We have...
I don't think did General Kenobi ever go up against Maul in his general form?
Yeah, all the time.
No, in the series. I
Yeah,
don't
in the
remember them-
series. Yeah, he did.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, I remember he came back. Actually, it was Kenobi and Asajj that were fighting Savage and Maul. Actually, started off with Kenobi by himself, that one Jedi who got slaughtered. But yeah, that was part of the story arc. I don't know, season 5, season 6, I can't remember. Maul came back. He wanted to kill Kenobi, and then it just led everything else. So then you had Kenobi with Mandalore on Mandalore and everything that transpired there. So there was a lot of stuff, absolutely. And then of course the fight at the end with Kenobi and Old Ben on Tatooine. So it'll be interesting to see. All right, but Ahsoka needed for a new Ahsoka, possibly. Wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think so. All right, next question. Nathan H says, question, what games other than SWGOH is the panel playing? Well, I know me and Finn are doing State of Survival. Not really playing any other games at the moment. If a new Star Wars game came out, of course, I would be all over it like white on rice if it was interesting enough. I was not interested in Squadrons.
Are you talking about like PC or mobile?
I don't.
Or
It's any game you're playing. This is
so State of Survival, and then Clash of Clans is the one I'm going to start playing a little bit more on streams. And PC wise, Phasmophobia, Borderlands 3. I started playing Rust. Rust is a lot of fun, so I'm gonna probably continue that a little bit. Yeah, there's a bunch of games actually on PC I play just because I like switching through the PC games. Mobile games are State of Survival and Clash of Clans, which I'll start streaming more of. Loki, how about you?
Nothing. I only play SWGOH right now. That's it.
And Magic the Gathering.
I'm trying to get set up for that too now. So.
And we do D&D too. Now there's other games during the week that different groups of us will play. Like Finn mentioned, Phasmophobia. There's also Don't Starve Together. So there's other games, but not at the moment. So yeah. All right. Wolfos' this question: after Cubs getting the cameo from Billy D. Williams for his music video, who would you most want one from not? Wait a second. Wolfell, question: after Cubs getting the cameo from Billy D. Williams for his music video, who would you most want one from, even not Star Wars related, and what would you want them to say? Mine would be
maybe not a huge surprise. Mine would be Warwick Davis, and I just want him to call me an Ewok lover and yub nub.
Mine would be Olivia Moon, and it would, or Mun, and she would be in her slave Leia outfit, and the rest would be private. Loki?
Man, I got no clue.
Okay, moving on.
He said, so what? Billy D. Williams is the
Billy D. Williams did like a shout out to Cubs fan Han and the Cubs fam in his latest video. That was pretty cool.
Man, I don't know.
Start off. So yeah. So the question was just who would you want to do like a little cameo shout out?
Well, we already got Kermit the Frog. That was the big one. So
it's true. We do have Kermit.
That's true.
Kinda.
Yeah. I still don't think he can top that one, but that's my opinion.
There you go.
All right. Let's see. Next question. How could we see porgs in the game? Well, my response is hopefully never.
Honestly, no. If anything, they would be like part of an attack or something like that, where they would just show up and go away. But that's pretty much it. Kind of the style of Baby Yoda with the Mandalorian.
Well, they would have done that with Chewie, right? And they didn't.
They could have done it with Chewie. They could have done it with Jedi Master Luke. So I think the time for the porg being in game is gone.
Their time has come and went.
Mm-hmm.
These things happen. All right. Next question. Question: can Grandi tell us a story? Any story? No, Grandi is no more right now, so you'll have to wait.
We didn't get a word of wisdom or anything.
No. Nathan H says, question: Hux is on my arena squad. Should my best speed mods be on Darth Revan, Hux, or someone else? Well, your best. Ideally, if we're talking Grand Arena. Now, Loki's a little bit different cat. He has his... What's your Darth Revan last week? Looks 360, you psychopath?
Yeah, he's 360.
Yeah, he's 360. But Hux, you want at least above 300, ideally above 310. If you can maintain it. Revan, we've always said 330, ideally above 340. And then Bastila, Nasty Basti, at least 310, close to or above 320. Depends on where you are in your divisions, what mods you have, and what your priority is. So it just depends on what characters you're working with. But ideally, that's the goal. You know, we always talk about those Energizer characters. Hux is one of them. So if the higher you can get him, the better, right? I just did my best. I'm sorry, the armor, and I'm going to have her at 324. And so, you know, I took some speed off Boss. He didn't need to be above 330. So I took one mod off him, put it on her, so that they both are like he'll still be like 326. She'll be 324 once all is said and done. So, I mean, you have to constantly look at your mods, especially when you get a new character. You're going to be using a part of it. And if it's an Energizer character, say like Piet or Veers or, you know, Armor or Gideon or, you know, Darth Revan, Bass, those certain characters that need that speed. But if you're going to prioritize, I would say if you have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, having a fast Hux is pretty nice. Now, a team that we were using in threes that was really dope and it gave people heartache and lots of holds is Supreme Leader Kylo Ren in threes was on his own with somebody else. Right? You can go zombie DACA with him. It was Hux, First Order Stormtrooper, and First Order Red Lobster Trooper, and that team gave people headaches because of Hux's leader and what he can do. And if he's super fast, I mean, that just makes it all that much better. So try to balance it out. At least if you're going to look at your mods, get Darth Revan at 330, Hux at 300, and then, you know, Darth Revan is one of those characters, if you can get him close to 340 or above, that really makes people just stress, because that's a team. Loki, you can talk about how goddamn good Darth Revan is by himself. You always say he's like another Galactic Legend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he takes out Jedi Master Luke led teams, so he's good, man. And then you know, in threes, you can save the Darth Revan team. You can use a solo Malik on something, so you almost have, you know, two viable options for offense. You keep Revan and Basti and Watt for Jedi Master Luke, and then you keep a solo Malik for a clone team or a Padme team or something like that. So I mean, it's just a good team, man. That entire team is like a mini GL, and it gets me more holds than my GLs.
There you go. All right. Riverboy 12 says, question: how long do y'all think it may be before more teams are sent to GAC? It was more fun to pass using my whole roster. Yeah, we've talked about this, especially in fives, because you only play 7 teams on defense and then two fleets. We've talked about how they need to at least add 1 or 2 more in Division 1. Maybe not the lower divisions, Loki, but in Division 1, Finn, you've seen this, where another team or two would be okay.
Depends where you are. They just need to scale it based on your GP.
That's what I just said.
If making more divisions helps with that, then yeah, I think it's more than that though. I think it's more than 1 or 2.
No,
at the higher end, you can have like 4 teams and scale it all the way down. I'm being
conservative. I'm just,
yeah.
No,
they need to make it so it actually drains your roster a little bit. Like, I don't understand why they don't, like, they increase the fleets to the point where you're using almost 50% of your fleets. Why aren't they doing this now with characters? Because characters are at a much lower level. So they need to increase the number of character teams that are on defense and that you can use on offense. It'll also help with matchmaking so that your full roster is now being taken into more consideration. It's not just your top 80 and then you have all these characters just sitting there that can potentially be useful and you have people complaining about it. Make it so that the divisions there's more teams on defense, which will now make it so instead of the top 80, if you have, instead of 7 teams, you have 10 teams on defense, it's now taking your top 100. And you can keep on expanding from there. So I think they do need to very quickly, I don't know why they've kind of dragged their feet on it, to be honest. they need to increase the number of teams that go on defense, unless they're treating GAC the same way they did with Territory Wars.
Yeah.
Which is that they kind of give up on the fact that we're going to scale it based on GP. They give it up and then they just leave it. And then it becomes a quote unquote fun and playful game mode, which is what GAC is slowly becoming. Like the novelty of GAC is wearing off because people's rosters are just too high at the top end. So they need to increase the number of teams for sure.
I agree.
Well, GAC is a sandbox, right? That's what it is. That's
I
all
mean,
it is.
It's kind of a sandbox. You don't even get to test against. I mean, you do get to test against the top end stuff, right? You don't get to test like against.
Well, if you're in
level.
cahoots with your opponent, then yeah, you can test all you want.
That's true.
It's basically sandbox.
Yeah.
If they were really serious about it, they would make another division, and that other division would have more teams. That's all they have to do. It's a simple fix.
Mm-hmm.
They just won't do it because I don't know, they're lazy or whatever. And it's been like this for a long time now because there's a lot of good teams. There's just a lot of good teams now. That's the problem.
I'll go one step further. I think they have no reason to, because if you look, and I'm going to go from a publicity standpoint, what is the thing that everyone is streaming? It's GAC. It's their only streamable content. So they get promoted with their GAC, with people just streaming it all the time because it's the only game mode really that you can stream. Nothing else is really worthwhile to stream. Like people don't watch for streams of Galactic War. They don't watch for streams of TB. TW is harder because it's a team thing, so you have to coordinate. Like GAC is the thing that people stream for Galaxy of Heroes. And if people are always streaming and promoting the product that way, why do they even have to bother trying to make any change? So I think they have no reason to, unfortunately, right now, because GAC is working for them for what they needed to do, which is kind of like this mode that people can interact with other people, kind of build a community. You get the streams, you get all this stuff going. And yeah, they don't care about the rest of it. So, well, they've shown at least they don't care about the rest of it. We'll see if they change their mind. But I unfortunately don't think they're going to be changing GAC anytime soon, just because I don't think it's an interest for them.
Yeah. All right. What else in 3 says, question, between IG-11 and Quill, whose Zeta would you put on first? That was from What Else 73.
I'm trying to remember, but I think it's Quills, if I remember.
So.
Correctly.
Look at the
I have to go look at the Zetas again, because it's been a little while since I've looked at them, but I think it's Quill.
Yeah, I think you need Quill first. Let me verify that.
Yeah, you don't need IG-11 if you're not going to run BAM. So
Yeah, I would go with Quill.
Yeah. Absolutely. Quill. All right. Nathan H. question. Okay, we're not. Grande's gone, Nathan H. Quit asking if he can tell us another story. He probably did that before Grande left. I'm just kidding, Nathan H. Question from Nathan H. Did they ever buy a second computer or do they still have to share?
No, they do have a second computer. They took a picture of it in one of the Q&As a while ago.
Okay. So there's two.
So they do have a second computer.
Okay, well, this works out. Well, that's good to know.
they're working from home. They should be getting more work done now.
Yeah.
You don't even got to leave your house. You can...
Yeah, but the computer's only with one person. You have to UPS it to the other person.
What else? 3 question. Which relic characters are you actually using that you didn't think you would before you did relic them? Which relic characters are you actually using that you didn't think you would use before?
Rose Tico. She is my hero of the Resistance.
Yeah, you have been using that K2SO team.
I use it in light side. Oh, so light side GOTB, right? Like after the bug or after the update.
Yeah.
Like if you use Cara Dune, like she freezes the game. And I lost my buttons, or at least this is what I've been seeing in my guild when you take her into a light side GOTB mission. So with the Mon Mothma team now, I switched to K2SO and it's fine. The game doesn't slow down or anything. So there's
fantastic.
They update the game and then they break like 5 other things in the game. It's great.
I'm trying to think. I never thought that I would ever use Biggs and Wedge again after I relicked them. What else was it? Just going through the teams. I thought my troopers were dead for a long time until Pit came out. And then getting those guys relicked and stuff has been a lot of fun. I'm just going through my head like characters. Yeah, the shock was Biggs and Wedge more than anything. And how good it was. It's like, wow, what the hell? Mon Mothman, you're a monster. You're a monster. All right, let's see here. Darcian 1972 says, question. With the date, instead of date of mine, he says, with the date of mine for the Phoenix packs, do you think that there could be some type of epic confrontation coming to the game using Phoenix on one side and Mando on the other side? No. I mean, they put those packs out all the time. We got to remember as older players that, there's still.
I mean, it could be the new game mode, right?
It could
be
be
that conquest mode. Maybe you need a team of Phoenix to progress, and then you need a team of Mandos to progress.
It's an interesting idea, though. What he's
I hate it when they're this quiet, man. It's scary.
Yeah,
it is very
because
scary.
I really, and then they drop these weird packs. This Legacy of Mandalore. This is such a ridiculous pack, but time left on it's 3 days. They really want us to get a team of Mandos going.
And they suck still, even you got to get them all relics and stuff. Oh my god,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, it all feels like it's alluding to Galactic Conquest and requirements. Because I'm really feeling like, how Galactic challenges are, where you have to use a faction. It just feels like that. Like they're going to do Galactic Conquest, and you need Phoenix for whatever, and you need Mandos for the other one, and you need it's just going to keep going up the chain, until they exhaust your roster. You're going to need Old Republic for something. It's I think the writing's on the wall for it, and I'm a little worried for that, because now there's going to be a lot of more mod swapping. There's going to be a lot more, just to get through the different phases in it.
Yeah. All right. Nathan 8 question. What are Loki's favorite squads for GAC defense? Well, we just got through 3s, but let's talk about 5s since that's the one that's coming up. Loki, what do you like?
I don't know anymore. So what's funny, right? We've been doing 3v3 for what, 2 weeks now, or 3 weeks, whatever it's been.
A month.
Yeah, and then like the last territory wars we went to, I was like 5v5. I don't even remember what counters what anymore, and I don't understand these mechanics, So they really screw you up when they throw 3v3 at you. I mean, my favorite GAC defenses. I mean, I like to put GLs on defense. So I mean, you throw like a Ray Resistance team. Putting key tunes in that squad to maybe block a Vader counter or block a non-GL counter to it. So, you could throw, I don't know. You can do the IG-11 Quill, Ray IG-11 Quill, and then do like Zaris and Vandor Chewie. I think that's pretty annoying for a Vader team if your opponent tries to do that, because they're just not going to get a bunch of damage, especially if you mod all your dudes with a lot of tenacity. So, I like Ray on defense for sure. SLKR, probably I'll pivot to defense now, even though he's fantastic on offense, but I think he throws people for a loop. And then, we were talking about, if you have 4 GLs, is it better to put GLs on defense, or is it better to put a bunch of the meta tunes, like fast, well-modded meta teams on defense? So, I mean, I put gas on defense because actually, like in my bracket, and because I have like Cam and I have other alternatives to gas now, I just put the 501st clones on defense now. I'll let you deal with it. It's either you got CLS or you got to burn a GL on it, but it's super good. Gas is still pretty solid. Darth Revan's solid. But I do like to keep Darth Revan now if they put Jedi Master Luke on defense. So just keep that in mind. But and then I think GG is still good on defense. Grievous Newt, B1, B2, Magna. Who else am I missing? Like a scoundrel team of some sort. Maybe Bam's good on defense now. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to use Bam with IG Quill, L3 with
Yeah.
Ray. You know, that's 2 tanks. It makes it really difficult to use Vader, and that team, you know how good that team was in 3s. Ray, IG, and Quill was a monster for me in 3v3. It really was, man. I mean, nobody got
Especially if you mod them right.
Yeah.
Like that's where I screwed up in 3v3. Was you overlook the modding. Like if you can make Ray have like 250,000 health, right, and some good speed, and then you got IG-11 and Quill with a crap ton of health as well, you risk the timeout, and that's basically what happened to me on my losses in 3v3. But 5v5, same thing. Like you back them up with Xeris, and you know, you can do Vandor Chewie is like brutal in 5v5, like, because he reduces all damage by 70% if he has a buff. That dude's just gonna sit there in the with a on him, and he can resurrect IG-11, which is super annoying. So I mean, you can't even bring a Vader team against that thing, because it you know, you have to use a GL, or you have to you gotta think of something creative to take that team down.
Yeah.
I mean, Bounty Hunters is still good on defense. If your Django's faster than theirs, like scout their mods. You know, you got Django going first. He's going to do burn and basically neuter the turn meter gain of the other team. You can screw with your opponent.
The good thing about Bounty Hunters, you pretty much have to use CLS against that. I mean, you gotta get the
so you can map your defense out, right? So I mean, if you run gas and you run Bounty Hunters on defense, you're telling your opponent, hey, you only got one CLS team, what are you going to use it on, right? And that's a big problem. You really got to scout your opponent, and you can expose their weaknesses. Like, I mean, if like my opponent has like really slow troopers, I might even put troopers on defense just for the hell of it, because he's got to deal with my troopers. He only has 4 GLs, right? So you know, if he kept them all, you know, then good for him. But you know, everybody wants to put their GLs on defense because it's proven that they get you the holds.
Yeah.
But you know, do you put 2 down, 3 down, 4 down? That's the big question. But yeah, so we, you know, troopers. If you go Ray with no resistance, then you can put another resistance team down. If your Poe, or I'm sorry, if your Finn is fast, your resistance hero Finn. Yeah. That usually gets you know, my you know, gets me a hold or two with that. Yeah, I mean, don't put Old Republic on defense, because Ranger likes to use the solo Kylo Ren on it. So that's, you know, try not to put any defenses down where they can go like 2v5 on it, right? Like that's just like that's like it sucks.
How many times
and you see that in history, you're like, oh man, you know, I should have put a better defense down.
Well, I think sometimes you see, like, depending on the matchup you get, right? Some people they get terrified. They put their whole purpose is that they look at your roster and like, I can't. He puts anything on this on defense, I got to go full offense. And then you'll see that's when you get the Old Republic teams and stuff like that. You're just like, okay, that's how you want to play it, man. Yep. So yeah, it's one of those things where, oh boy. All right, let's see here. I'm just looking through some stuff here.
Sith Trio in 3v3 actually got me a bunch of holds this past round, which is hilarious. I get, you know, you put a team down that people forget to fight, like they forget how to fight it.
Yeah.
And that's what you take advantage of. It's kind of like ships, right? Like you throw like a Thrawn fleet, or you throw something that you just don't see very often, and you take advantage of the lack of knowledge your opponent might have to go up against that counter.
Right. Now Finn had to go, so it's just me and Loki right now, but that's all right. You got the GAC Masters here with you, so we'll get you guys squared away. Let me see the next question. This question, when is the next big stream for the ACS? Is it in April? No, probably March, because the event will be in April. Now, Me and Loki will not be going to Disney World this year. We could have. I would love to go. Loki, I think you and me both would love to get our bloody little mitts on the new Star Wars area for Disney, but we can't risk it. COVID is. I'm not. I can't even get my vaccine until probably after April, just because I'm a lower priority. So it's Loki. Can't risk it. I can't risk it. Not for myself, for one, but until I get vaccinated. I got people around here that have not been vaccinated. I can't take the risk, and Loki's in the same way.
I'm in the same boat. I mean,
And,
I'll just be responsible about it.
Yeah, same.
I want to go.
God, yes, dude. I'm so distraught.
Yeah, I've got so many travel vouchers. I don't even know what to do with them because of all those trips I had to cancel in 2020. And it's a pain in the ass dealing with the credit card companies right now because a lot of the vouchers are starting to expire. So I did have my ticket. I wanted to go. I actually heard last night there's actually like the state of Nevada, right? The state of Nevada actually has vaccines ready to go in Walgreens. So I actually might drive over there next week. It's a 3.5 hour drive for me. I can go get the first shot and then I have to drive back 3 weeks later to get the second one. But I don't know why California hasn't opened it up yet, but I heard like state of Nevada did it. And a couple other states are actually doing it. So that might be a alternative for those looking to get a vaccine sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. I mean, COVID's really destroyed. I mean, but that doesn't mean we're not going to try to have another big fundraiser here. It'll probably be March.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll raise more money for the ACS. And we do what we do for the ACS. It's cool to go to Disney World and run and do all that fun stuff. I mean, but really, it's about raising money for ACS. So, I can't go to Disney World and cream my pants with all the Star Wars stuff I would be inundated with, but it is what it is. I'll get a chance to go some other day. I just can't risk it right now. So, and I know that I'm, with the VA, I'll get my vaccine, but their priorities. There's, just the way it is. So,
and correct me if I'm wrong too, Ranger, but the ACS themselves, they're only doing a virtual run right now, right?
Yeah, they're only doing a virtual run.
I know Finn and the other guys. I know Finn and there's still a few people going, obviously because it's close to them.
Right.
They're there already, and they're still going to Disney World, right? But the ACS thing is all virtual now, right?
Yeah, everything's virtual. So.
Yeah,
it is what it is. COVID's kind of
Maz is in chat, so she's asking if she should just cancel her reservations. I'm only doing the virtual one, Maz. Like that's because of obviously the
I submitted the thing again. If it had to be in by the 12th, I'm done.
I thought I did too, but I did it again.
I did it again, but if it doesn't register, I'm like, okay, I've done it enough times. I can't, I'm sick of this. Like, how many times do I have to register? Moz, what is Moz saying in chat? Sorry, I don't see chat open right now.
Oh, so she was saying you guys should just cancel. I did cancel Moz, so just FYI. And then she's asking maybe she'll cancel too, because I guess she was gonna fly out too.
Well, it's Sanely and Finn and I think McVenom. I don't know what McVenom's confirmed either, and I don't know about Grande. So,
yeah, they're still going to Disney World though. Finn is still doing the Disney World thing.
Yeah,
but I believe the ACS thing is all virtual now.
Yeah, it's all virtual, so there's not going to be any runs or anything like that. So it just was us hanging out. And just I
mean, Maz, if you're vaccinated and you feel comfortable, go for it because they're still going. So
yeah, as far as I know, but I haven't heard from. I probably think Grande's out, but I don't know. McVenom, I don't know. So get with Finn, find out who is going, and make up your mind. But for me and Loki, it's one of those things. It's a safety thing. I can't risk it, even if it's a 1% chance. I can't risk it. Not with the people that I'm around and stuff like that. So, it's a bummer, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up.
Well, for me, it's like a 4 to 5 hour flight, and I don't want to risk it. I mean,
well, even me, I have to get on a plane and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I just can't take the chance, So
yeah, believe me, if it's driving distance, I would go in a heartbeat. But
yeah, if it wasn't, I mean, the only reason if COVID was not a thing, I'd bet your monkey ass I would be there, man. I'd walk there if I have to, but The world kind of dictates what's happening right now. So, but yeah, we'll have another big event in March. We'll try to raise some more money. You guys have done a great job this year. Almost like $14,000 we've raised, and again, another phenomenal year from the skewers on ACS. So, Nathan H, could we see Grande on a lunch or Wednesday stream? It's up to Grande. He's popped in and out Wednesday or lunch streams when he can, but it's whenever Grande has time and can pop his monkey ass in there. So that's kind of the deal. So a question: what's the Ewok comp for the Ground Wars assault battle?
Isn't there only one Ewok? Ground Wars.
Yeah, so like you go in there against the Ewoks. I always use the troopers, so I'm using Piet and the Imperial Troopers.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Yeah, I just put that shit on.
Yeah,
auto,
don't
man.
use Gideon. He's terrible.
No,
he doesn't
he's-
hit for crap.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's so.
Yeah, Gideon's one of those characters. Me and Lucky kind of figured this out. You put him like say with Sith Trio or something like that. You can use him on an Empire team, but he's there to. He's not going to do damage. His armor shard's fine, but he's there to do two things: take their turn away from them and give them that debuff, and that thing is huge. We've had so much fun with Gideon. Like you go against Geonosians with your Sith Triumphant undersides with Gideon in there. They're not doing a damn thing, Loki. Spy doesn't hit worth a damn. That team doesn't hit worth a damn at all. And you just go in there and just wreck their ass. That's what Gideon can do. He is stupid, but he doesn't work well with the troopers because the troopers, you need all of them doing that damage, getting that call assist, getting those kills, so that they're getting they're stacking up their buff and I mean, you do the Ewok event. I've gone in there with like 190 stacks. I just go in there one shot the final stage in Challenge Tier 2. Like, suck it, Ewoks. You're going to die horribly.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. Nathan H., what would happen if Finn, Grande, and Durgan hosted a stream? I think the internet would break, Loki. I don't foresee good things happening with that kind
You got to get them all to show up at the same time.
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing. Durgan's always playing with his wood. Grande is Grande, and Finn is, Finn's Finn. All right, let's start busting through these questions there, so Loki. Let's see here.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, going back to that. So the team is Veers, Piet, Stark, Death Trooper, and Range Trooper.
Yeah,
that's the team.
That's the team.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have Imperial Troopers for the Ground Wars Ewoks, I mean, you can use like what is it, Vader, Thrawn, BB-8. I'm trying to think.
No, it's that Thrawn led.
Right, Thrawn lead, but I'm trying
Thrawn
to
Magma.
Oh, yeah, it's not Vader.
BB-8.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Thrawn lead Magma BB-8.
Who's the other one?
Who was it?
B1.
Yeah, and you just ramp up stacks of B1. Oh, B2. Yeah, B1 and B2. That's what it is.
B2.
Yeah, and you just keep turn meter swapping to you get the defense. The event buff gives defense up. You throw that on Magna Guard so he can take all the hits, and then you just keep spreading the turn meter swap protection regain with Thrawn, and you get the BB-8's Illuminated Destiny, and yeah, it's and you get like 200 stacks of battle droids, and you just you build that up, and you're good.
Yeah, me and Loki will be working hopefully this weekend on a video for our top galactic, our G8 characters for you guys. You guys have been asking us, and so we're going to do a, what do we say, top 8 for gear 8. Loki, 8 for 8. We'll try to get that done. So we'll try
I just did Vader, man.
Yeah,
Love him.
Get to the next question. There are signs. This question for Infinity, who's no longer here, but it says, "What changed your mind to go for Galactic Legend? I thought you were against going for them for your GAC." Well, the thing that changed our sign is he's no longer really interested in GAC. He's going to do work on Galactic Legend so he can help his guild out for raids, things of that nature. So he's flipped the
No
script.
way, really?
That's what he said, man.
Wow.
Yep. The bottom fluffing is no more, Loki, but then GAC. That's why he dropped out of GAC Center and stuff. Nathan,
Well, the dude's figured out that they can get a GL and be in his bracket, right?
Yeah.
So anytime he loses, it's to a GL on defense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The bottom fluffing is no more. A moment of silence for the bottom fluffer. Let's see. Nathan H. question. Who would be the dark counterpoint to Galactic Legend Revan? Galactic Legend Revan? Well, the one that redeemed him was Bastila, right? They made a baby, Loki. Vitiate, but if you're gonna have a light side counter to in the game for Galactic Legend Revan, if that ever was a thing, like True Revan, shit. In the lore, there really isn't much light side. I mean, Bastila redeemed him, saved him. Good God Almighty, I can't think of anything. You know, it'd be interesting. I wonder if they would make him neutral and then bring Vitiate in as the dark side counter, because that was his main antithesis, his main, his foe that he was really going after the events of Knights of the Old Republic, right? Because that gets into the Old Republic game timeline. That'd be interesting how they would do that. Let's say you make Revan, Galactic Legend Revan, True Revan, neutral, but then you make Vitiate dark side. What do you think, Loki? That could work, right?
I don't know, man. Your guess is as good as mine.
I know, we're just speculating.
You know, he's like Darth Revan, but we all, you know,
I
see him as a good guy, right?
Well, he stopped being called. Yeah, he stopped being called Darth Revan. He just was called Revan. He was
right,
not
right.
Jedi
So maybe
Revan.
it's just Galactic Legend Revan, right?
Yeah.
Not Darth Revan.
Yeah, no Darth Revan. Yep.
I mean, you could. You can bring the Old Republic Sith Emperor out, right? Like you could do that.
Yeah. I mean, Darth Vitiate is one of the most powerful Sith that ever existed. That dude, tell you how powerful Vitiate was. Dude could destroy planets like that. And then on top of that, he had his essence in another person that he created that created the the Eternal Throne Empire while he was over here working on as the Sith Empire. I mean, he was stupid, dude. They're really powerful Sith. See here, question question for Sir Loki. What's your favorite alternative win condition in Magic the Gathering? I was always a fan of Mill.
Alternative win condition. I mean, yeah, you can deck your opponent. That always works. I don't know. I guess it just depends what kind of player you are. I'm not much of a prison player. But you know, some people like to torture their opponent, lock all their pieces down, and then deck them.
Yeah.
So those of you that are not familiar with Magic the Gathering, you have 20 life. You can go the traditional way and burn your opponent or attack with a bunch of dudes and get your opponent down to 0 life before he gets you down to 0 life, or you can force your opponent to run out of cards.
Yeah.
So you have a 60 card deck, and if your opponent runs out of cards, you win. So that's an alternative win con is to deck your opponent, mill your opponent, or kill them, traditionally, or swap life totals and kill them, or make their life a living hell, playing the game and locking all their pieces down, and so they can't do anything. So, again, it just depends what kind of a player you are.
Yeah.
I'm like an aggro player, so I like to play a bunch of creatures and burn your opponent. But there are people out there that will control the board, counter all your stuff, remove all your stuff, and then let you sit there and run out of cards. So
right.
It's an agonizing death.
Yeah. All right. Nathan H. question. What tragedy caused Kermit to become Taken Kermit? Well, they took his daughter. Yeah, they sure did. And there's a particular set of skills there, Loki. It's funny. I actually recorded some more. Loki, you saw those where I did some more dark Kermit stuff. So I did Darth Kermit and Emperor Kermit. There's some more stuff there on the bit donations for Twitch and stuff. Me and Lucky have been working really hard on those, and I'm going to work on those again here soon.
Dude, that's all you, man. I give you credit for all that. That's,
yeah, but
I was trying to figure it out, and but
we'll get some more fun ones in there for you guys.
But no, I think you and I, when Finn had downtime, like we were both obviously putting in time on the streams. I'm definitely going to start streaming more for sure. It's something to look forward to in 2021. But as we move forward, Finn's going to do his thing. We're all going to do our thing, but we'll get more GAC focused, and it should be more fun. Especially with Ranger getting on the GA Center and hosting that as well. It's a big lot of big stuff happening for RSG. So we got to I think when Warrior was on last week, he was even he was hesitating going to Twitch, and I can see that because he built a community in YouTube already for 4 or 5 years. And that's kind of, I feel like that's where we're at, Ranger, is we're just updating a lot of our current stuff because we've been doing this for so long. We got to keep up a little bit, but your stream's looking really good. And the new bit things and all that with Twitch and
I still have to figure out the channel points because people really want that, right? They can use
I know.
Channel points.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I'll work on that. Probably tomorrow. I'm going to work on that religiously. Try to figure out how I can come up with some creative, fun ways for you guys while we're doing to redeem your channel points and redeem them for what and that kind of stuff. So, we'll get it figured out. All right, let's see here. What else? 3 question. Important safety tip. Remember to check prerequisites for Galactic Legends for you gear up characters. I almost Relic Savage and Assassin. Any similar mistakes by you all? Absolutely not, because when it comes to relicking tunes and doing I always check and recheck, and I always have those guys in my favorites. I don't go through like the event guide because you could always get messed up, but I always check, make a list, and then add those to my favorites so there's no doubt in my mind. Because I ain't wasting any relics, Loki. I'm not you, man. I ain't. Oh boy, I got to make sure that I got the right tunes because I've only got so much gear, man. And especially now that my salvage is getting down to like critical masses, I have enough to do like the 3 characters that I'm going to do, and then go into Sith Eternal Emperor Palpatine. So good God, dude. I mean, I used to have so much salvage, it's gone. I just do not comprehend how these people and how much they're having to spend to get these Galactic Legends at lower GP that are newer players, how they are pulling this off and how much they're having to spend, because you and me both been playing since the launch of the game. We had tens of thousands of salvage that made it a little bit easier for us to do, but if you're a new player, man, I can't even fathom how much money you're having to spend for those salvage pieces.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's
I don't know. I wouldn't have gone. My only I guess advice to you was I wouldn't have gone Beskar Mando at all.
Well, I don't regret.
That dude,
yeah, I mean,
that dude eats them all up, man.
He does, man. He eats a lot of crap. But I mean,
I regret doing them, man. It's terrible.
I was talking about that.
Tune.
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. I mean, someone said, "Should I go for Beskar Mando?" I'm like, unless you're like at end game, no.
I would do it if you have 4 GLs. I mean, that's what I would tell somebody if they really wanted to. Because I think you can do the Galactic Challenge or the Galactic Challenge. You don't need him maxed out, right? So maybe gear him up enough to get the loot box, and that's it.
Yeah, mine's gear 12, but now they've made it the whole Mando faction, so it's like, Christ, So, and those are kind of important pieces to get. That slicing material, Loki, is no joke. So. That's the only reason I'm going through and finishing him up with his relic, because it's like, okay, if I have armor and I've got Mando and I've got Beskar Mando and stuff, then I can get this challenge done. But Jesus, what a sink, man. All right. Mr. Hernandez against this question: has CG released content from books, comics, or other Star Wars media before? Yes, I know it's you, Vormax. He says he wanted to let us know this is his daughter's account, that this is Vormax. Yeah, we know who you are, Mr. Hernandez.
Yeah,
Books,
I mean, what?
Books,
I mean,
comics, or other media. Well, Darth Revan's a good example, right? All those characters from the Old
HK,
Republic,
right?
Nihilus, Traya, Scion, they're from different games. Sith Trooper, Sith Assassin, Sith Marauder are from the Old Republic and MMORPG. From books specifically that's not video games, I can't think of any that were just specific books or comics only. Everything else has been either a game or a game. They've all been from other games.
Right.
Not they didn't have other source materials. They had their own books and comics related to that, but they were specifically pulled from other games. I can't think of any characters. Shit. I'm going through the entire list right now. No, everything's Clone Wars, Rebels, video games. I can't think of anything that was specifically just a book. I would have said Thrawn back in the day, but they made him canon by putting him in Rebels. Because he was in a book before the Timothy Zahn novels. Nope. I can't think of any. Let's see here. Ray Rock question. CG hinted last year that there will be some form of ship raid in the near future. Do you think it would all make a debut in the spring or summer this year, and what might be the reward? I think it'd be Red 5. What do you think, Loki? Get an old Death Star trench run there? Have to use your fleets and stuff? Or, maybe they do the battle of...
They need more First Order and Resistance ships.
They need a lot more ships, man.
I want Red 5 as well, but the Rebel team is solid right now.
Well, that would be I was thinking that was going to be the reward for the raid, right? Did you get shards for Red 5? Luke ship?
Yeah, but I think the Rebel team is just so good. Here's the right? If you get Red 5, he's going to be a Rebel ship, right? Mm-hmm. Where are you going to put him? Because the lineup, we already know that the lineup doesn't work without Biston and Millennium Falcon, right? That's the issue. Unless they make it 5v5 again for ships, I want Red 5, don't get me wrong, but you bench the Millennium Falcon now? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, I can't bench Ewing yet, which is horrible. And I'm seeing Relic 8 Ewings already. You can't bring in the First Order team anymore if their Biston goes faster. So it's I don't know. Do you sit Biggs? I mean, you need a tank, right, on the starting lineup. So
yeah, Rebels don't need another damn tank. They got two. They got Biggs and they got Y-Wing.
Exactly.
For Christ's sake. So
exactly.
I know.
So I know maybe you have Red 5 coming off the bench, but again, you want that dude to be a centerpiece, to the Rebel team. It would be epic. But I want him. Don't get me wrong. It's just the Rebel team doesn't need it right now.
Yeah.
It's too good already. I mean, Rebel team can take out Relic 8 GK negotiator fleets. It's solid, man.
Yeah, once you get it squared away.
Yeah.
All right. Do we think it'll be coming anytime soon? Possibly.
We need to do something. I mean,
well, we got Galactic Conquest coming up, so let's say that's the spring, summertime. They do what, the ship raid or something, unless they're going to do ship raid at the end of the year.
Right.
So we'll see. Skywalker Vader. He says, question, what teams are giving you great success in the new raid, and also what phase and good percentage in damage? Thanks. Well, Kylo Ren with Armorer, phase 2 and 3, Vader phase 1, and I'm saving Rey with, Watt for phase 4, and then I'm using Rebels as the cleanup team, right? Because that and the Malik team, Django and stuff like that for phase 4, because that's where the rubber meets.
Zerg, yeah.
You need, the Rebels will get some free hits in, so will that team, because Django will survive, along with Malik to get some damage in. Not much, but it is something. But I usually you're using Vader or Kylo through phase 1, Kylo and Jedi phase 2 and 3. Kylo in phase 4 sucks. He just does. He does nothing in that. So usually it's I've been going Gas Lead, Rex 5s, Galactic Legend Ray, and Watt. Put the tank tech on Gas and just keep get the other tech on Ray, so she's constantly getting health and protection. So she's pumping that over to Gas, and then trying to call and assist as much as I can. Instead of calling with Gas, I'm calling with Rex to get his Rex laid off faster for phase 4. But yeah, I'm looking back to the question. Those are the teams I'm mainly using. Is there any other team that you're using at all for any of those phases, Loki or anything like that?
Right now, no. I think we got similar teams like Vader. So I do the Vader team. It's like, was it Vader, Shock T? I do use Watt in the Vader team. So it's Vader, Shock T, Watt, C-3PO, and Crew right now. And that one's getting me 15 to 20% in phase 1. And then phase 2, I've actually pivoted I put SLKR in phase 3. I'm actually getting more damage from them there. So phase 2, I actually just use a Padme team, and I go for 6% or so. You topple the door right away. I use Padme, R2, Jedi Knight Anakin, General Kenobi, and Snips. And usually you just smash the door. You can get, with the stacks of courage and all that, you can get about, 5 to 6%.
Right.
At the end, but through the topple, you can get 3%. 4% is a pretty average number with that. 3 to 4%. If you want to push it and you got time, then you can go upwards of like 5 or 6. Then SLKR phase 3 is going to be that SLKR zombie DACA, Hux, and armor for me, and that's the big one. Like that one, you'll get 30-40% or something like that. It depends on how many armor shreds you get off on the Rancor, and if you get the 2 techs down, the 2-3 stacks of Beskar armor on DACA and Crew, or I'm sorry, not Crew, SLKR, and poke a lot, siphon a lot, and then start doing the swipe, the AOE. Clear the debuffs. It's pretty easy to pilot that team. And then phase 4, I'm using a Jedi Knight Revan team. I'm using Jedi Knight Revan, Cam, Jedi Knight Luke, Kermit Yoda, and Rey is the team I use.
Okay.
And that one gets about 12% or so in phase 4.
I use that in phase 3 because I use my Kylo Ren in phase 2. And then I go Jedi in phase 3. I don't even use Padme, so yeah. I'll go Jedi in phase 3 and get my percentage for the guild, and then phase 4 it's Rey, that gas Rey team I was telling you about with the backup. So hopefully that helps you out there, Skywalker Vader, eh? Ray Rock question. With the relic requirement on Rebels to be able to farm Jedi Master Luke, what Rebel team combo is the most effective in GOTB? About Jedi Knight Luke team combo or Jedi Master Luke team combo or just Jedi combo? So first let's break this down. There's a lot of shit in here. What Rebel team combo is most effective in GOTB? Well, it's Luke, Han, Chewie, 3 Baka, and 3PO is the one I use. I can get at least phase 3, phase 4 that I've cleared, especially phase 1 and 2. Rebels in phase 1 and 2 with the CLS team, they're pretty good. Mon Mothma, what's the team you're running with, Mon Mothma, Loki, for light side GOTB?
Oh, right now, Mon Mothma, Chupio, what was it, Scout, Pow, and Cara Dune?
Yeah.
Like Cara Dune right now, just FYI, she might be bugged after the update. Her animations and all that kind of freeze the game up. So I sat her for K2SO and it's fine. But then I pivoted to who is it? Do I see? No, I think I just run K2SO without Cassian. You could do, I mean, if your other Rebel fighters are actually relicked up, you could sit Chupio and put Cassian in there. But Chupio makes it a lot easier against if you get Geos in one of the phases.
Yeah.
Chupio helps with that, like tremendously. So
Yeah, that's why I use Chipio with the CLS team. He makes a big difference against the that GFAs where they pop in in that third battle. You're like, oh, thank God. I
But
have
usually it's like
Chipio.
one or the other, right? So you don't
I
use
know,
Mon
right?
Mothma, or you use both?
No,
or
no, I'm
what?
just using them because I don't have POW in them, so I'm like,
Okay.
I'm going to go with the CLS team, right? And it works fine. So that gives you a couple of options. Now, the other part of Rare's question says about Jedi Knight Luke team combos or Jedi Master Luke team combos or just Jedi combo. It depends on how your guild approaches the battles. For my guild, we always do one. We'll do a ship zone, and then we'll take one right to one star and wait for the next day. And then we'll go in and we'll just focus on one zone. So if that, just use your best Jedi team. However, other guilds I know, you got to split up your Jedi, right? And so, Loki, for the Jedi missions, what are the two Jedi teams that you're using?
Was it day one?
Yeah, you have day one.
Day one, I do. Was it Jedi Master Luke? It's Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Knight Revan, Gas. I don't know. I forgot who the +2 are, but they're just, whatever, throw in Jedi. That's one of the teams. And then the second team is going to be Jedi Knight Luke lead. With like
Hermit Yoda,
Old Ben, Hermit Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda, and maybe Cam, or I put Cam with Jedi Master Luke, and I put Gas with Jedi Knight Luke. It's I swapped those two, but it really depends. Again, like what Ranger said, the depth of your guild, your approach to the map. In Caw Patrol, we obviously go for the max. We try to get 3-star and everything. But I think only phase 1 I use Jedi Master Luke lead. I don't use him anymore. Maybe days 2 and 3, maybe, because we split them up another different way. I think there's one event where we're using like GK lead. I have to go back on the map. I don't have it in front of me, but Jedi Master Luke, I think day 1 and day 2, that's what we do as a leader. And then days 3 and 4, I think we throw him actually with Jedi Knight Luke. The Jedi Knight Luke lead is
better,
super good. Yeah, it's really, because you get that AoE ability from Jedi Knight Luke lead, where it heals your team, and it's just that bum rush of attacks, and it's super good.
Well, you got the stun from him, plus you get the buff where they all attack.
Just
and
super good, man.
So good,
Yeah.
man.
And you can slow him down, right? So you run him slow.
They
run him at like 140 speed, and he's epic because he alters the speed.
Yeah, once he takes a turn, they're basically hosed because they can't get any turn. I mean, they're slowed down. Your team's going bananas, right? And so you're stunning them. They lose a turn. It just makes life so much easier. And the key thing about using Jedi lead is you wait till that last character is on there about right into getting into the yellow. Then you use the Luke buff. Then all the characters have turn meter. You go into the next battle with full turn meter, and you saved up your stun. You start off the battle with Luke stunning the whole team, and then you start the process again. So it's pretty cool. All right, Sunny, question. When I eventually finish the Galactic Legend Ray Farm, should I go straight for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren? I have more hatred for the two, for them two, in Star Wars and Ranger and the Eternal Twins. Well, that's saying something there, Sunny. All right. Let's talk about Galactic Legend Farms for a second, Loki. I'll say this. I've taken a break in between Galactic Legend Farms and worked on a couple characters just because the grind on each of these Galactic Legends is goddamn atrocious. I don't know if you did the same thing. Now, I did Ray, took a little bit of break, worked on 1 or 2 characters, did Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, took a little break, worked on Master Luke. With the influx of all these marquee, I've got all the marquees, Mon Mothma, Gideon, Armorer, Beskar, Mando. I want to get all those squared away. And now I'm going to go for Sith Eternal. It's kept my sanity in place, especially with Jedi Luke coming in the game too. What would you say? Go right for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. He is such a good character. It's hard for me to say, yeah, don't go right into Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, but I understand if they need a break. What do you think?
No, I would go for SLKR first, because if you need gear and you want to be first in there, you want to have a chance to be first in the raids and the PvE content, you can't go wrong with that guy.
Yeah.
Arguably, probably good for Relic 8. You know, your first Relic 8 if you bought the packs and you got that Relic salvage saved up. Probably Relic 8 him as well. He's that good. And you know, if you're planning to bottom fluff like what Finn does, having that
fluff.
dude on your roster and with a low GP is not a bad idea.
All right, Zig, a question. With Boba getting his own show, do you think Dash Rendar will make an appearance?
Well, if they do Shadow of the Empires, yeah.
Yeah, they could. Absolutely, they could. I mean, I don't see why not. He was, you know.
Then you get your Mara Jade and you get your
Oh God, I would love March.
you get Dark Side Luke, right? That was when Luke went to the
God.
dark side. And then you get Jedi Leia, right? I love Shadow of the Empires because that's kind of what I grew up with the comic books and all that.
Yeah.
You get that Prince guy, I forgot his name, but the syndicate dude.
Yeah.
The crime boss, you get that guy. And then you get the big battle with IG-88 and Boba Fett. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
They actually made a comic book on that. And that would be pretty cool. You know, they made a bunch of N64 games, right? About Shadow of the Empires and all that, you know? So it was an important part in the expanded universe that hopefully they rekindle or bring back, because they had some really good they had like space troopers in it or something like that. And I remember that whole thing. It was epic.
Yes, it was very good.
Yep.
The games we played as we grew up as children. Chitlins. All right. Daniel McCracken. You know you're tracking, Loki, with Daniel McCracken. Says, question, at what gear level would you guess Biston and SRP, what gear level would you guess Biston and SRP need to be better starter than Rebel Y-Wing with MILFs and Bigs? Minimum gear 12. Minimum gear 12. For SRP, for the Biston U-Wing, minimum gear 12. Because they just don't have the stats nor the survivability. Depending on what division you're in, that plays a little bit too, but I mean, I didn't notice a difference until I took mine to gear 12, and I intentionally took them to gear 12, and it made a huge difference with just everything. The speed of the ship, the survivability of the ship. It's still, even at gear 12, you're still not that survivable. You can get RNG on your side, but at least gear 12. I don't think you can go in there. If you have a gear 11 crew on that U-Wing, you might as well not even bother.
Yeah, Purple Crew's not going to happen.
No, it's just not going to work for you. Now,
I
lower divisions, yes. You know, if you're like Division 2 or lower and you've got gear 11 on your characters, that's different because you're not going to be facing people, you know, in certain circumstances. You have to look at your opponent, but if you have gear 11 on those characters, that can work for you. But when you start getting into Division 1, that's when you've got to start hiking up the gear on that if you're going to use Rebels as a fleet. All right, Mr. LC says, question, I know the Rebel fleet can smash negotiator teams, but how does it do it against Malevolence?
It could be a little trickier, but I mean, you bring in, it's all in the reinforcement, right? But the Rebel team has a lot of cleanses. Like,
Yes.
I would not wiggle with Millennium Falcon yet. I would wait for a buzz droid to happen, especially the AOE, right? You're gonna wait till Hyena does an AOE,
Yep.
and then the buzz droids spread. Then you wiggle with Millennium Falcon, clear him. Akbar has a cleanse.
Yep.
Cassian has a cleanse. And then as long as you can land target locks everywhere, you know, your protection and all that on Biggs. Even I think the Y-Wing cleanses itself, I think, or it has the passive ability. So, I mean, you just have to keep all that in mind and not burn all your cleanses up before the buzz droids happen.
Yeah, the first thing you should do with the Falcon on your turn is use your AoE to get them the buff so they can all call and assist, right? That's the key thing with that. And then Luke is absolutely right. Wait for Hyena to do his thing and then wiggle, bring in one of your cleansers, and then you're going to destroy the crap out of them. Because if they don't have buzzsaw droids on you, then you're just going to start like targeting them like they would you with the buzzsaw droids and just start burning them down.
Yep.
So yeah.
It's a good fleet for offense, man. It beats
it really
beats
is.
anything. And if you over relic, if your team is superior to their like Empire team,
Empire's a little bit more trickier though.
Empire's tricky, but if you outgear them or you out relic them, and you can burn down, Vader, or you
Right
can
off
burn
the bat,
down,
yeah. Once you burn Vader,
bomber, you're
yeah,
good. And
yeah.
I've done it before. It depends. You got to scout your opponent and look at how their Empire fleet is built. But you're gonna start seeing relegate Han and Chewies and SRP and Bistons pretty soon. I think I'm starting to see them a little bit in Arena.
Yeah, you better
and
watch
it's
that, because if you
making a difference.
Yeah, if you get that wrong, you will get destroyed. Empire
Mhm.
will destroy Rebels. The AI will destroy you, because it's a hard counter. But
Yep.
it's like you said, if you got the advantage, you can because once you get Vader off the board and you can control, the bomber, they can't do anything. So, Ziglet, question for Loki: make sure you check your IG-11 mods. I'm not sure. Loki, is there something going on with your IG-11 mods?
I don't know. I can run Hotbot, and I can tell you. Hotbot should be good. I don't know.
I don't know.
Is he looking at SWGOH data? Because that
I don't
updates
know.
like 14 hours ago. Or
I don't know, man. Jesus, he's just giving you a public service
Thank you, though.
announcement. Yeah, thank you for the public service announcement, Ziglet.
Yep.
Ziglet says, question, BAM is not worth taking to Gear 13? No, he is. Just, he's much later on your priority list, right? I mean, Loki, talk about BAM for me, please. I've already said my piece about it.
Relic him up enough to where you can do the galactic challenges. That's my
Yeah.
that's my that's my advice. He's very lackluster. I know Ranger mentioned he's gonna probably run him in on the raid team, which is fine. But my opinion is, if there's other people you can gear and relic ahead of him, and you wouldn't be missing much.
I mean, I'm doing Ezra before I do Beskar Mando.
Dude, Ezra's so good, man.
So I mean, that's a done deal, man. I mean, I'm not even playing around with that. I mean, Ezra is going to be my next relic before I do Beskar Mando. Done, and done. Because I mean, he's just, So I'll do Ezra, then I'll do Beskar Mando. But I mean, I just got Beskar Mando to 12. Just for the event. Now you're gonna probably need him higher for the event, but yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I mean, I am gonna eventually relic him, but I'll take him to relic 3, and I'll forget about him. If that. So just because he just gets more survivability, damage, all that stuff with relics, but that's about it, man. I mean, Beskar Mando, you guys have go look at his gear on GG. It is stupid. You know what? Let me pull his gear up first. Let's do that, Loki. Let's talk about Beskar Mando here for a second. His gear, because I really want to emphasize how stupid this is. This is like Galactic Legend stupid.
It's Galactic stupid.
It's
what it is.
Oh boy.
He was put into the game as a free toon to milk all your resources. And he's very lackluster because they just don't have the armor's not a scoundrel, so she doesn't have synergy with him in terms of the leader ability. And he's just very, I don't know. I guess he's good in 3v3, so if that's important to you.
Yeah. All right.
5v5, you're not running them in the leader. I don't think you're running them behind a raid team, right? Ranger? Yeah.
So, for Beskar Mando, you need 350 Kyrotech shock prods. You need 250 Carbantes. You need 250 stun cuffs. You need 250 Kyrotech prototype salvage. So you need the other ones. You need 200 stun guns. You need 200 of the black eyeballs. You need 150 of the droid collars. You guys getting the gist of what we're talking about here? I look at his gear. It is pretty unbelievable for the character, for what you get out of him. It's a high gear mark. It really is. So if you're going to go for Beskar Mando, Good character, but it's a late game character. If you got Galactic Legends and stuff, get them first before you get Beskar Mando. And I just read out some of the gear. That's just a taste of what you can expect. Oh, we just had a $1.99 donation from Hashtag. It says Gear 12 bits in the starting lineup or reinforcement. No, you can go with that starting lineup. Absolutely, Hashtagger. All right, let's see here. Sunny says, question, follow-up. Thank you, Ranger. I may do a character between to save my sanity. At Loki, 3 gear pieces needed for 3 characters for them to be geared 13. Then I just need to relic for those 3. There you go. So...
For SLKR?
Yeah, I think that's
was a follow-up?
either Ray or... No, I think they just got Ray. I have to go back and look at the question. Yeah,
Right.
So finished Ray, that would just be for SLKR. So, yeah, there you go.
Sweet.
Yeah, works. All right. Let's see if there's any other questions. It works out pretty well, Loki, because we're right at the end of the big show.
Good, I can go get breakfast.
Yeah, so we can start wrapping it up. So the cool thing is we're going to wrap this up then, guys. A lot of great questions. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us on Twitch, please. Especially if you like Dungeons and Dragons. We'll be doing D&D tonight on the Twitch channel. So we'll do that. We're still getting everything lined up. We'll record some more funny stuff. I've got a whole list of things that I need to do. Yeah, so... check out D&D. That'll be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys love D&D, you can go check that out. What else is going on? Not much. We're getting ready for GAC to come back next week.
Yeah, when is that coming back?
What, Monday? Monday to Tuesday it starts the launch of the 5s. Because Tuesday is usually... Monday night, Tuesday is join. And then Wednesday will be defense. Thursday, I think Thursday will be the first battle. Wednesday will be first the battle. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be doing GAC stuff again at night with you guys to talk about our defenses, things of that nature. So we will get that squared away for you guys and get that knocked out so you guys can get your GAC fix with me and Loki and the GAC Whisperer thing. We'll be doing our battles. We'll be doing Loki's. We'll be doing mine. We'll be doing Grande's. Well, Grande's more of a let's have some fun and test some shit out kind of thing. We still got a Kyber. Hey, Loki, we got Grande back-to-back Kyber, bro. Can you believe that shit?
You're a good man, Ranger.
I know. Having to put up with Grande. I'm too nice, Loki. I'm too nice. Yep. So with that, we're going to call this one done. So thank you guys for hanging out with us on the Jedi Academy. Hope you guys got a lot of good stuff out of it. If you do have more questions that you want to pose to us, it's real simple. You can join our Discord. There's a Q&A section in their Discord, or you can just join the general chat and ask your questions. If you really need, you want to get our attention, you can message me or Loki or Finn and anybody you want, and just message us directly and ask your questions. We love that stuff, and we will be more than glad to help you out. I get messages all the time, and I don't mind it at all because it's about helping you guys out, and yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. So, I think we're good. Everything else is good. No more questions. Okay, so with that, we didn't have anybody else to pimp their stuff, so we're going to wrap this one up. So on behalf of myself, Sir Loki, Finn the Farmer, and Grande the Buffoon, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Stay tuned for Twitch. We'll start doing... I got some more stuff to work on for Twitch and stuff, and we'll get that up soon for you guys. But have a great rest of your day. Be safe. Last thing we'll say... Wash your hands, wash your face, wear your mask, do the social distancing, guys. Please be safe out there. And with that, we're going to call this one done. So everyone have a great rest of your Saturday. We don't see you for D&D. We'll see you when we see you. Peace out.